When life breaks you down, when everything falls apart, when the world stops believing in you, that's where the comeback begins. Not in comfort, not in applause, not when things are easy. Pain is the beginning, not the end. When most people feel pain, they see it as a full stop, as a sign that something has gone wrong, as proof that it's time to quit. But those who rise, those who transform, understand that pain is not a punishment. It's the invitation to evolve. Pain strips away your excuses, your comfort, your false strength, and exposes what's real. It shows you what you're truly made of. It doesn't come to destroy you. It comes to rebuild you from the ashes of who you used to be. Every great comeback story starts with pain, because pain is the moment that forces you to face yourself. It's the voice that says, you can't hide anymore. When everything around you collapses and there's nowhere left to run, pain becomes the mirror that reveals your true reflection. Most people spend their lives avoiding pain. They build walls of comfort, distractions, and excuses to keep it away. But the truth is, pain is where growth lives. Nothing strong is ever born in comfort. Muscles grow through resistance. Wisdom grows through mistakes, and resilience grows through suffering. Pain is not a sign of weakness. It's the process of transformation. The hurt you feel today is shaping the strength you'll need tomorrow. Every tear, every scar, every sleepless night is a brick in the foundation of your comeback. You cannot rise without first falling, and you cannot heal without first hurting. The moment you start to see pain as a teacher instead of an enemy, everything changes. You stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what is this teaching me? Pain teaches humility when pride blinds you. It teaches patience when you want results too fast. It teaches gratitude when you've taken life for granted. It teaches you that the world doesn't owe you anything, but you owe yourself everything. Every painful moment you survive sharpens your character and deepens your understanding of what it means to endure. You begin to realize that the people who seem unbreakable are not untouched by pain. They've just learned how to walk through it without losing themselves. There's a beauty in pain that most people never see because they run from it too soon. They quit at the first sign of discomfort, not realizing that the breakthrough always hides behind the breaking point. Pain is the gatekeeper to the next level of your life. It will test your heart, your patience, your willpower. It will demand everything from you, and in return, it will give you clarity, purpose, and strength. You will learn that growth and pain are two sides of the same coin. You can't have one without the other. When you begin to embrace pain, you stop fearing it. You stop letting it define you, and instead, you start using it to refine you. The greatest transformations come from the deepest wounds. The people who shine the brightest are the ones who've walked through the darkest nights. Pain introduces you to the version of yourself you never knew existed. The warrior, the survivor, the fighter who refuses to quit. It doesn't signal the end of your journey. It signals the start of your rise. When everything hurts and you think you can't go on, that's when your real story begins. Because pain is not the wall that stops you. It's the door that leads you back to your power. No one is coming to save you. That truth hits hard, but it's the truth that sets you free. The moment you realize that no one is responsible for your life, but you, everything changes. You stop waiting for someone to fix you, to notice you, to hand you the opportunity you've been dreaming about. You stop expecting a miracle and start becoming one. The world doesn't owe you anything. Life isn't going to pause and give you time to figure it all out. You either rise and take control, or you stay where you are, hoping someone else will do the work for you. But no one's coming. No mentor, no friend, no handout. You are the only one who can pull yourself out of the hole you're in. That's the raw, unfiltered truth that most people run from. But those who embrace it become unstoppable. When you accept that you are your own rescue, you stop waiting and start moving. You start taking responsibility for your choices, your mindset, your outcomes. You start realizing that the situation you're in is not permanent. It's just a reflection of your effort, your discipline, your hunger. The moment you shift from blaming the world to building yourself, your life begins to change. You stop saying, someone should help me, and start saying, I'll figure this out. That shift in ownership is where power lies. Because the truth is, the people you think are successful didn't get there because someone saved them. They got there because they saved themselves. They built discipline when no one was watching. They fought battles in silence. And they refused to quit, even when it would have been easier to give up. It's easy to wait. It's easy to hope someone will show up and make everything right. But that hope becomes a cage. It keeps you from acting, from taking risks, from stepping into your own strength. You keep telling yourself, when the right person comes, when the timing's better, when the opportunity arrives. But all those whens are just distractions from the truth. You already have everything you need to start. You are the help you've been waiting for. Every excuse, every delay, every moment of hesitation only pushes your comeback further away. No one's coming because no one can walk your path for you. No one can live your pain. No one can feel your hunger. And no one can carry the weight of your dreams. That's your job. That's your responsibility. The moment you take that power back, you stop being a victim of life and start becoming the architect of it. You stop looking for shortcuts and start building the long road brick by brick. You begin to understand that the world respects results, not excuses. No one is going to feel sorry for you. They might pity you, they might sympathize, but that won't change your situation. The only thing that changes it is you deciding that enough is enough, that you won't wait another day to take back control. That decision, that moment when you stop expecting and start executing, is the turning point. It's when everything starts to shift, not because life got easier, but because you got stronger. No one is coming to save you. And that's the best news you'll ever hear. Because it means you're not dependent on anyone. It means your destiny is in your hands. You have the power to rebuild, to rise, to fight, to win. The strength you've been searching for isn't out there. It's inside you, waiting for you to wake it up. The day you stop waiting is the day you start becoming everything you were meant to be. Discipline is your redemption. It's the bridge that carries you from failure to freedom, from regret to rebirth. Discipline is what rebuilds you when motivation fades and no one's watching. It's not glamorous, it's not loud, and it doesn't demand attention. But it's the reason comebacks are possible. Every day that you show up, even when you don't feel like it, you redeem the parts of yourself that once gave up. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, no matter how small, you begin to rewrite the story of who you are. Discipline isn't punishment. It's liberation. It's how you take control of your life when chaos tries to claim it. It's how you prove to yourself and no one else that you're still in the fight. Discipline is not about perfection. It's about persistence. It's waking up when your mind tells you to rest, training when your body says no, pushing forward when your emotions beg you to quit. It's doing what needs to be done, regardless of how you feel. Most people wait for inspiration. They wait for the right moment, the right mindset, the right motivation. But those who rely on discipline don't wait, they act. Because they understand that feelings are temporary, but habits are eternal. When you live by discipline, you stop being a slave to emotion. You stop letting the ups and downs of life dictate your effort. You become consistent, unshakable, grounded in purpose. Discipline becomes the quiet force that keeps you moving when everything else stops. Every act of discipline is a small redemption. Every time you resist the temptation to take the easy way out, you earn back a piece of your integrity. Every early morning, every late night, every sacrifice you make, it's all repayment for the times you broke your own promises. Discipline allows you to forgive yourself, not through words, but through action. It's how you rebuild trust with the person in the mirror. You can't talk your way into redemption. You have to work your way there. And that work is daily, brutal. It demands patience, humility, and consistency. But over time, it turns your pain into power and your chaos into control. There's a kind of peace that comes from discipline. When you live with structure and commitment, you stop being at war with yourself. You stop waking up with regret. You stop feeling lost because every day has purpose. Discipline gives your life direction. It's the compass that keeps you steady in the storm. And even when you stumble, Even when you fall, it's discipline that pulls you back up. It whispers, keep going, when your mind screams to stop. It reminds you that one bad day doesn't define you, that quitting is a choice, and so is continuing. Discipline is the difference between wishing and winning, between talking and transforming. It's not about doing everything perfectly. It's about never walking away from the process. The person you become through discipline is stronger, clearer, and more grounded than the one who started. Every sacrifice builds a new layer of strength. Every repetition sharpens your focus, and every act of consistency earns your redemption. In the end, discipline is not about controlling your life. It's about claiming it. It's the daily act of proving to yourself that you're still in command, that your comeback is real, and that your redemption was always in your hands. Turn doubt into drive. Every time someone tells you that you can't, every time you feel that voice in your head whispering that you're not enough, you have two choices: believe it or use it. Doubt is a seed. You can let it grow into fear, or you can turn it into fire. Most people run from doubt because it feels heavy. It makes you question your worth, your goals, your path. But the truth is, doubt only has power if you let it stop you. The strongest people in the world are not the ones who never feel doubt. They're the ones who feel it every single day and still move forward. They've learned how to take that uncertainty and turn it into energy. How to use the weight of other people's disbelief as the reason to keep pushing harder. Doubt is proof that you're stepping outside your comfort zone. It only shows up when you're doing something that challenges you, something that matters. If you never feel doubt, it means you're not dreaming big enough. Every goal worth chasing comes with resistance. That little voice that says, "What if you fail?" is actually a signal that you're growing. The moment you recognize doubt as a test, not a threat, it stops controlling you. You stop asking, "What if I can't?" and start asking. You flip the script. You turn insecurity into intensity, fear into fuel. That's how you transform weakness into strength, by refusing to bow to the noise. The world will doubt you. People will question your ability, your timing, your purpose. They'll laugh at your goals until you achieve them. That's part of the process. You don't owe them explanations. You owe yourself effort. Let their doubt be the reminder of how rare your vision is. When they say you can't, translate it as you will. When they say it's impossible, translate it as it's worth doing. Doubt from others isn't a reason to quit. It's proof that you're doing something beyond their understanding. You have to be willing to stand alone in belief before anyone else sees what you see. But the hardest doubt isn't what comes from others. It's the one that comes from within. The internal voice that says you're not talented enough, not strong enough, not ready enough. That's the real battle. The way you silence that voice isn't by arguing with it, but by acting. Every small victory, every repetition, every bit of progress becomes evidence against that inner critic. You build confidence by doing the things doubt tells you not to do. You turn yourself doubt into self-discipline. You stop waiting to feel ready and start proving yourself wrong, one step at a time. That's how drive is born, not from comfort, but from defiance. The most dangerous person in the world is the one who's fueled by doubt. Because once you stop needing validation, you become unstoppable. You no longer chase approval. You chase growth. You start to thank doubt for its role in your story because it gave you the motivation to rise higher, to dig deeper, to stay relentless. The doubt that once tried to hold you back becomes the same force that propels you forward. Every time you hear that inner whisper of fear, it becomes your cue to push harder. You start craving that feeling because you know that behind it lies progress. That's the transformation, when you no longer run from doubt, but run with it. You don't fight to silence it, you fight to outperform it. And when you finally look back, you'll realize that doubt was never your enemy. It was your training partner, pushing you toward your greatest version. The comeback is personal. It's not about showing the world what you can do. It's about showing yourself who you truly are. It's not about proving anyone wrong. It's about proving yourself right. The comeback starts quietly, in the moments when no one is watching. When you're standing face to face with your own reflection and you're tired of the excuses, the setbacks, the broken promises. It begins when you decide that enough is enough, that you're done living beneath your potential. It's not fueled by applause or validation. It's born from pain, disappointment, and an unshakable desire to rise again. You can't fake it, you can't borrow it, and no one can give it to you. The comeback is something you build piece by piece with every choice, every failure, and every ounce of effort you put into becoming more than what you were before. The comeback is personal because it belongs to you alone. No one else knows the weight you've carried, the nights you couldn't sleep, the moments when you almost gave up but didn't. People see the surface, the strength, the resilience, the progress, but they'll never truly understand what it took to stand again after you fell. And they don't have to. This isn't their story to understand. This is yours to live, yours to fight for, yours to finish. It's the quiet decision you make in the dark that no one claps for. It's the early mornings, the late nights, the tears you wipe away before anyone sees. It's every small victory that no one celebrates but you. The comeback is built on self-respect, on the simple promise that no matter how many times life knocks you down, you will rise again, stronger, smarter, and hungrier than before. The personal nature of the comeback is what makes it so powerful. When you no longer care about what people think, when their opinions lose their hold on you, that's when you truly begin to rise. The world loves to doubt, to criticize, to label. But the person who's been broken and rebuilt doesn't chase validation. They chase progress. The ones who make real comebacks stop performing for approval and start performing for purpose. They stop fighting for attention and start fighting for growth. The comeback becomes sacred because it's not about recognition. It's about redemption. It's about facing the version of yourself that failed, that quit. The world's tough, that doubted, and saying, I'm coming back for you. I'm coming back to finish what you started. There's a certain fire that comes from doing it for yourself. When you realize that the world doesn't owe you applause, you start working like you owe yourself everything. You stop needing motivation and start operating out of commitment. You understand that no one can want it for you more than you do. That's when your drive becomes unbreakable, because it's not built on outside noise. It's built on inner truth. The comeback becomes your revenge against your own doubts, your own fears, your own past. Every step forward is a message to yourself. I'm still here. I'm not done. I refuse to let my story end like this. The comeback is personal because it's the ultimate act of self-belief. It's the moment you stop waiting to be saved and start saving yourself. It's when you take every failure, every heartbreak, every rejection, and you turn it into fuel. You don't rise to impress others. You rise to remind yourself that you can. You rise to honor the version of you that didn't give up. You rise because deep down you know you were meant for more. The comeback is not about returning to who you were. It's about becoming someone greater. And when that day comes, when you finally stand tall, after everything that tried to break you, you'll understand why it had to be personal. Because the strength you found in silence, the resilience you built in pain, and the fire that kept you moving, all of it was born from within. No one gave it to you. You created it, you earned it, you lived it.